Home sweet home. Well, it isn't quite as sweet if you have fallen behind in your mortgage payments, or you think you may end up falling behind and you're worried about foreclosure. This short video is going to talk about 3 specific ways to stop foreclosure. StopForeclosure3ways.com is the name of the website, and on it I have more detailed information about the 3 methods so that you can return to home being sweet. First one we're going to talk about are loan modifications that most folks have heard of, mortgage replacement, which no one has heard of, and then short sales. We're going to start with loan modifications. Why are they predicting 10 million of them this year alone? Well, the reason's simple. Big banks and little banks have finally awakened to smell the coffee, to understand that financially they're a lot better off dealing with a homeowner who is in the home, who wants to be in the home, and modify the existing mortgage rather than foreclosing. Let's look at foreclosure. First off, it saves a bank thousands if they do a loan modification rather than foreclose. Average cost of foreclosure in America is over $50,000. Secondly, they don't have to put money in reserves when they do a loan mod as opposed to a foreclosure. They don't have to resell your home, fix it up, pay commissions. They have a better cash flow because the reality is when you're behind in your payments, you can't make partial payments, almost without exception. So you sit there for 6 months or a year making no payments, so the bank has a better cash flow by doing a loan mod. And finally, on their balance sheet, foreclosure is shown as a non-performing asset, which minimizes the amount of money that they can borrow, and since they borrow and then loan it out to us to make money, it impacts the financial stability of the bank. You, the homeowner, there are a bunch of advantages to this. First off, a loan modification does not affect your credit score. Secondly, even if you have not made payments and your credit score's in the tank, chances are if you have someone doing this that knows what they're doing, you can get a better rate than if you had perfect credit. It also will stop the stress in your household, not having to worry about, number one, moving the kids out of school, telling the people at church why you're leaving, stopping the stress with the missus at home, having a mortgage payment that you know you can live with and you know that it's permanent. Past due amounts can be forgiven. Loan balances can even be forgiven. At Loan Mods or Us, I have the 22 most frequently asked questions that you can view if you wish. An example of a recent loan mod, homeowner had almost a $700,000 mortgage, 7.8%. Law office was able to get it down to 6%. They also dropped the payment from $5,200, interest only, to $4,100, principal and interest and taxes and insurance. That's a savings of $1,000 plus per month. They also were able to get the bank to forgive the past due amount in its entirety, completely forgiven. Now, because this is a PITI loan, this mortgage will be paid off 3 years sooner because that $800 is included in the $4,100 as a loan balance reduction, a principal reduction where the $5,200 didn't. So, interest rate, monthly payment, past due amounts forgiven, totaling $1,900. If you do the math, it's $1,900 a month in cash savings or equity buildup. Again, this is the website where you can go to view the frequently asked questions. A little about the company we work with. There are 9 law firms that we have in our network. They will negotiate for you if, after a free evaluation, they accept you as a client. If they do, 97% success rate, money back guarantee if they can't do the loan mod for you. Check out our free conference calls. Here's the information for that, or email or call me. Mortgage replacement. No one even knows what this is. It's called America's best kept secret, and we owe good old Uncle Sam for it. See, over the last half a century, he has put into effect all these acts. In each of these acts, you have dozens of laws. All total, 180 laws. Now, the process, because everything is done on a federal level, is a little convoluted. Let me do my best to explain it. You are up here, the homeowner. If this is something that you decide you want to explore, you hire the firm in the middle. The firm, on your behalf, hires the law firm that deals in federal cases. Law firm contacts the bank and says, you've got a loan with my homeowner, and we want you to prove that you've complied with all 180 federal laws. They've got 60 days to do so. They send back to the law firm what they've got. Lawyers evaluate it, figure out where all the deficiencies are, where all the violations are. Last one had, out of 180, they were non-compliant with 131. Law firm then contacts the federal judge in that area and says, Judge, this bank with our homeowner has not complied with the 131 of our laws, their violations. We would like to have you look at it. Actually, the judge then contacts the Justice Department, who contacts the bank, says, our homeowner has a loan with you, and we want you to prove you've been compliant with all 180 federal laws. The bank then sends to the Justice Department their whatever they've got. Justice Department looks at it, goes back to the judge and says, Judge, law firm was right. They're delinquent on or in default and not in compliance with 131 issues. Judge says, wow, starts adding penalties and fees to all of these deficiencies and violations one by one. Totals usually hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. The one with 131 violations ended up over $1 million in fines. Judge then says, by federal law, you've got to get out your checkbook, Mr. Banker, and write a check to the homeowner. The homeowner then pays off the existing mortgage, which was not done legally, and replaces it with a brand new mortgage at half the size, at 2% for 40 years. By the way, it's a non-qualifying loan. You could be a year delinquent and have horrible credit. There are no closing costs, there's no PMI, and the loan is even assumable. And this is an example so you can kind of get your head around this. If you have a mortgage of $250, 8% interest, payments of about $1,800 per month. After you pay it off, you've got a $125,000 loan, 2%, and how would you like a payment under $400? $1,500 savings. If you have a larger mortgage, let's say $400, starts at 6.5, 25 is your payment, drops to $200, 2%, payments of $600. It's almost a $2,000 a month savings. It doesn't matter how large your loan amount is. The final way is short sales. Short sales actually get the bank to accept less of what is owed and will transfer ownership to whoever wants to buy the home. The process of short sales stops the foreclosure almost without exception because the company we recommend, Nationwide Short Sale Service, makes an offer immediately to the bank. Since the bank is the one that is in charge of the foreclosure through whatever law firm they've contracted with, when they look at the offer and they're negotiating with you, they're going to stop the foreclosure almost always. Another nice feature of this is the realtor gets to do what they do best, which is show homes and write contracts. Nationwide does all of the negotiation 100% with the bank on your behalf. Additionally, this will be shown as a satisfied debt rather than a foreclosure. Also, since banks don't accept partial payments, the homeowner stays in the home usually for months and sometimes even over a year while it's going on. The cost of this is next to nothing. It's under $400 if you got one mortgage, under $500 if you got two. Obviously, they don't make much money here. They make money on the back end by cooperating with the commissions that are going to be paid by the bank on the transaction. Please don't wait. There's no advantage to waiting. Find out if this is something that's right for you. Get more information at Stop Foreclosure 3 Ways or contact me. At Stop Foreclosure 3 Ways, you can see this chart that shows you exactly side by side what they do, what they don't do, what the cost is, and what the success rate is. So go to Stop Foreclosure 3 Ways, view it, take your time, call me, ask me questions, do something. Please, time is your enemy on this one. Thank you for your time, and may God richly bless you and yours today.